Hello, Dre. How's it going?
It's great, Nate. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Dre, I just want to say thank you so much. I know you're so busy. You've got a lot going on. I appreciate you carving out some time to talk with me here and help the field out here a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. I'm gonna jump right into it. Speaking of you got so much going on, you literally have so much going on. I know you have your acting that you're doing, you're directing, you're a senior producer at a university. I mean, so many things going on. Not to mention family life, right? You're a husband, you're a father, and you somehow managed to also grow USANA. So I'm just gonna start off by asking, how do you balance all these things and include USANA and find success?
Well, you forgot to mention that I'm also getting my terminal degree. So no,
Oh,
when you say it all, and then I think about the fact that I'm also doing school, it is a lot. But I think the more places that I place myself, the easier the business actually gets for me. So, Nate, I think that, and this is what I've just noticed over my 11 years with the company, is that I feel as though we think we have to create a new program. We have to launch a new page. We have to launch a new pamphlet. We have to do all these extra things. And the business is really quite simple. And I think they've simplified it in a way where if you're willing to have a discussion with people and listen to people, that opportunities present themselves. So I'll give you a quick example. So I work at College of Medicine. I produce the video and multimedia content, right? And one of the directors was talking about the fact that they love their morning shake, but their stepson, drank all their shakes. And I thought, this person drinks shakes and they don't buy them from me. So the next day, I always keep a stash of product on me. And whether it be like I alternate all orders between products or I save things from promotions. But anyway, I gave her a Nutrimil active, and I said, listen, I know that you order shakes. If I could give you a free sample, would you feel comfortable trying it out for a month with a money back guarantee? And she's like, well, yeah. And from that, Nate, I said, you know what else is actually really cool? You can either just be our customer, or I could give you your own link where if you want to refer it out, you can get 20%, 50%, depending on what you refer. And she said, yeah. So I signed up a new affiliate with a pretty good order to start her affiliate process. And so now she's not just trying the product, she's thinking like, oh, I could also refer this. And it's been as simple as that, is just meeting people where they're at. Another example is, unfortunately, you're hearing about some people getting laid off now, and the economy is it's always evolving. But I listen for these things, and someone that I know got laid off, and so I offered the business, like the full business, to somebody. Just hearing like, hey, if there's a way that you could maybe make money and we could partner together, would you be open to hearing more about it? So I don't have a big business plan where I'm sending out pamphlets and like getting my team together and we're strategizing. I think there's value in that. But I think there's more value in action. And if you allow the process to keep you from actually talking to people, I think you're not going to get anywhere. And I think you get there, you get where you want to go faster by having conversations.
Mm, I like that. And I the common thread just between those two stories was, if I could, whatever it is, show you a way, blah 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 blah, would you, blah blah blah, right? Like that kind of your strategy. Is that kind of how you pitch, I guess, the idea whenever it is to people?
It's a good question. My strategy really is, when I hear people or I see posts of people discussing product or exercise or business opportunity, I always reach out with the product, because the product will give me the entree to either offer the business or the affiliate program as an earning potential. And as a last resort, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just go with the product and see how you feel. But if I would you, to me, it's something I learned a long time ago. And I also learned that, from Jim Rohn, wait, you mean I can talk this many dots? the more dots I talk to, the more opportunity I get. I'm like, oh wait, so I can talk to more people.
Yeah.
So the more people I talk to, the more I see, wow, I have opportunities to, if I would do them, and some of them say no, and that's okay. But the worst thing, Nate, is when I don't talk to them and I see their post, so excited to start whatever. I'm like, oh, I should have just asked.
Yeah. Yeah. You just want to like hit yourself or something. Just, oh man, it's extend the invite.
Yes.
I love that. So I know a concern, at least with a lot of people that I talk with, is, with friends and family and people that maybe at work or people that you come in contact with, of, feeling salesy, and then you end up becoming that guy or that girl. Have you had experience with that where maybe you've had to shift a little bit, and does this help avoid that? I mean, I'm just curious if you've had that kind of experience.
So there was definitely a period where people referred to me as the vitamin guy and they felt like I was salesy, but I didn't really shy away from that. I'm like, you know what? I do this on the side, and it's been really great for keeping my kid in club soccer. Or I do this on the side, but it's been really awesome helping me send my child to private school. Or I do this on the side, but it's been really a great alternative to driving Uber. So it is salesy. It's sales. It's direct. I mean, I'm selling a product. But what I've tried to do is say, hey, listen, I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you. So why don't you just try this?
Mhm.
And I make little packages for people. And if you enjoy it, and I put my QR code, I make my link a QR code. I put it in the little clear bag. Like, if you enjoy this, I'd love for you to, think of me. If I give you this bag, would you let me know how you're feeling after you're done with the samples? And that's been a big plus. And some people may think like, oh, where do I get the samples? I think you can get really creative, but the greatest way for me to get my samples is I alternate auto orders with product for me, the family, and product for samples. And even if it's just, okay, for the next 3 months, I'm going to build out a reset. Like I have a reset box. I build it out, and then I get some probiotic. I get my NutriMeal. I get, the health pack, and over a course of time, you can build up a nice little sample pack. But I think there's really unlimited ways to get creative to get the product in people's hands. And sometimes I just send people the QR code, and they're like, what is this? I'm like, scan it, you'll see. But it's a trial and error, it's trial and error. But that works for me. For some people, USANA is their only source of income, so they really have to put every ounce of their thought into business strategy. For me, it fills the gaps. It's a nice income. It's a great way to say, oh, you know what? I've got to do some repairs around the house. I'm going to build up my business a little bit more this week. And you've seen, we've worked together for over a decade. There are times that I'm really cranking, and like, you could tell, like, oh, Andre must have his car broken down or something. He's worked hard, and then focusing on acting or whatever it is. But it's all about conversation. It sounds so simple, and I don't mean to diminish the difficulty that people may go through. But the biggest hurdle is getting over the fear of rejection, or, as you said, oh, they're going to think of me as the vitamin person, or they're going to think of me as salesy.
Yeah.
But you may find someone who is looking for that. I've had someone text me like, hey, you know what? Thank you. You have no idea. I was actually really hoping that I was praying for this, and I didn't really know what to do, and you just popped up. So you're going to get some of both. People are really excited, and people are like, please don't. And that's okay.
Yeah, I love that. And it's one of those things where I'm not going to say the phrase exactly correct, but you could probably correct me. Is you can't say the wrong thing to the right people, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong people. But as long as did I say it right?
Yeah. And it is. It's about the messaging's going to land where it's supposed to land at the right time with the right person.
Nice. So the key is, like you said, talk to people, right? Do you set goals around that? Are you saying, hey, today I'm going to talk to this many people? Or do you set time aside to say, for this hour, I'm going to call people or text people or do this post or whatever it is? Do you schedule your time that way?
So I graduated from the greatest college for undergrad for Florida State. I have a little notebook, and I write down my list in here. I have been in time frames where I write down like today I need to do USANA from this time to this time.
Mm.
And that really helps me because I have so much going on. Right now, I just had a callback for a film. I just had a couple commercials that came out. I have four editing projects for the college, and my kids are all over the place. So if I don't purposefully schedule it, I will forget. So I need to schedule it. After convention, when Kevin Guest was talking about, okay, talk to 2 people a day, I was on it. And then the holidays hit and I kind of slowed down, to be honest. But I've picked it back up over the last few weeks. And, I'm just trying to make it work. I do need to be more intentional, though. That's a great thought. I'm more efficient when I schedule it.
Got it. I think life, business, live, I think everything has a little bit of an ebb and a flow, right? Sometimes you're just going to be on point and you're going to be, I'm going to talk to this many people and you hit those goals. And sometimes you have those periods where like, oh, I need to be doing this. I should be doing this. But like you said, right now, you have so many other projects that are happening that maybe it's something that you can put on the back burner a little bit, get through the things that you need to get through, and then you can bring it back to the forefront. And I think that's also something that people need to realize is, you might not be able to do 100% USANA all the time, every time, 365, 24/7, right? Like, give yourself some leeway sometimes if you need it.
Well, what I tell my teammates is, I don't expect you or need you to give 100% of USANA 100% of the time. What I really feel like would help you is if you give 10 to 15% of USANA 100% of the time. You can be consistent, whether it's, okay, I'm going to work on this twice a week or every day for 15 minutes. So, for example, like Fridays, typically, because, we're closing, I'm like, oh, I got to lock in, and I dedicate time on Fridays. Yeah. But if I had done that same or a third of that time every single day, I check phrases. It's just simple. I think another thing that may help people, that has helped me, is it's so easy to get lost in social media. You just ever find yourself scrolling, you're like, oh, what? I've been here for like 30 minutes and I've done nothing.
Yes.
I require myself, if I'm going on social media, to find 1 to 2 interactions to mention USANA based on need on the posts. So if I'm going to be looking through posts, I need to, like, if I see someone that says like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, or, oh, I'm hiking, or I'm working out, or lost my job, or I hate my life, or whatever it is, I'm like, all right, I got to find one to interact with, because I can't just sit on social media mindlessly and have that drain my mental and financial account, because it's a waste of time.
Yep. I love that. Now, are you going to people who you already are friends with or connected with, or are you searching for people, through, and on Instagram, searching hashtags or anything like that outside of people who you're already connected with?
I'm doing my friends. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook and about 20,000 or 21,000 on Instagram followers. So I'm like, I haven't talked to all these people. There's no way. I know I haven't. So I just need to get on it. It's really giving myself permission to be rejected, and giving myself permission to get over it, and then giving myself the pat on the back to keep moving. And I think we all just need sometimes that little reminder, like, hey, it's all good, keep moving.
Yeah, I love that. Kind of along those lines too, you mentioned, like, so sometimes people get rejected, and sometimes you go through a period where maybe everyone feels like there's something in the air, there's something about me, what's going on? How do you push through that to kind of say, okay, you know what, it's going to happen eventually? How do you keep through that when it seems like everyone's just saying no?
So the sun rises after night every day. Spring comes after winter. Nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass. When it's really great, this too shall pass. When it's really bad, this too shall pass. It's cyclical. After expansion,
Isn't
it's Jim Rohn even talks about it. There's a recession after expansion. But after a recession comes expansion. And not to think so is naive. So I just know this sucks right now. And sometimes night or winter lasts 3 months, but sometimes it lasts 3 days. But the way that I get through it is to keep moving forward. The hardest thing is when I keep reading the chapters behind me, expecting to finish the book. There's no way I can do that. So I've had to learn to find ways to motivate myself to get through that book as opposed to reading about my failures of the past. But I dwell sometimes. I'm like, oh, I should have said this. I should have done that. Why did they react this way? Oh, what if they think it's this? And sometimes, Nate, it's not even about me. Most times it's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just have a lot going on and they just can't get back to me. Or they see it. I see a lot of moms. My wife does it. I text her. She replies. Doesn't push send. It's there. Never pushes it. But on my end, I'm like, if I didn't know, I'm like, she never responded. And then she's like, oh, I didn't send this. That happens all the time. So it's not personal. But the only way to find out that they didn't want to send it is to keep asking. And they'll tell you, hey, I'm busy, so sorry, didn't mean to not get back to you. So I guess it's all about ego when it comes down to it, really.
That makes sense. Okay. So you've incorporated heavily the affiliate program in your business. Has your team as well? Basically, have you all kind of said, okay, we're going to embrace this as a new way to reach new people that maybe wouldn't have that opportunity or wouldn't have taken the opportunity to just be a customer or be an associate. Have you all kind of integrated this, or did it just happen like this is how we're all going to kind of do it, and it made sense with the people that you're talking with?
It hasn't been all of us. I have some affiliates who are focusing on affiliates, and I have some associates who are really focusing on associates. I have some associates who converted to affiliates who then are focusing on that. So really, it's just depending on where the person is at. And I think that's been the selling point, is that, this is what's working for me. To me, it's an easy discussion. There's no, the barrier to start is zero. So I can lead them into starting with what I want them to, and so they're already open. For some, they lead with the traditional business, and okay. And that whatever they want to do is okay. Like if my teammates want to start with the business, great. They want to start with the affiliates, great. They want to start with customers, great. I just want people to move product. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you start with. I care that you get started, because USANA is the best presentation. The product is, right? So if they can get the product in hand and experience it, that will lead them to sharing it with more people. So right now, for me, because it lacks explanation, it's simple, I'm doing affiliate program. I don't have time to explain the binary. It's a lot. Yep. I can just say like, hey, here's this. I don't think you're ready for this is what I say, Nate. I don't think you're really ready for the actual full-out business. So just focus on the affiliate right now. But if I see that you're progressing with the affiliate program, then I'll take some time and show you how to really make some money. And they're like, now they want to hear. Yeah. But I pulled it back a little. But that, again, I don't need to move product at such a high volume that I can't pay my mortgage. But some people, this is how they live. So for me, I have time to do more of a long play.
Got it. I love that. I love that you kind of leave it out there and say, I don't think you're ready for this. Because some people are going to be like, no, I'm ready. I am ready.
I may think you're on it, but listen, trust me. Let's just focus on this, and then 2 or 3 weeks, let's see how you're doing. And then if you graduate to the business, we'll talk about that. And they're like, oh.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, Dre, we've already taken up so much of your time. You're so gracious to be willing to sit here and talk and share. You've shared so many golden nuggets in just this short period of time. I appreciate it. But before we end, is there any last minute or last words of advice or words of wisdom that you want to share with us before we stop this?
Nate, I think that USANA has an opportunity right now with so many options to really take a step forward. but it's not going to happen if we don't share the news. We can't move forward as a company if we're not mobilized on the ground, getting the word out. So my challenge to everybody listening is not to go and rank advance by the end of the week or go and recruit 30 people. My challenge to you is to find 5 people by the end of the week to have a true discussion with about the opportunity that USANA could bring into the life. And if you can get into the habit of incorporating USANA as a way to solve problems, I'm telling you, I promise you, you will feel better about yourself if you do it long enough. Because eventually, the law of averages is true. If you talk to enough people, eventually you'll have success. But we can't dwell on the rejection. We've got to dwell on the dream. And I think if we can do that, we can be consistent as a group. Say, as a field, we're going to do better with having conversation. I think suddenly the sky's the limit.
I'm motivated. I'll tell you that. So, Dre, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for your motivation and your energy and your wisdom that you shared with us. I appreciate it. And we'll have to do this again sometime.
All right, let me know.
Okay, thanks so much.